Gold has been rallying aggressively these past couple of days. But how far can this rally truly go? This is what we're going to determine in this video. And with the NFP report coming in weaker than expected, and we're getting a weaker jobs report, so that in turn adds further fuel to this rally. So we'll be breaking down the NFP report in this video. Plus, we'll talk about some trading setups that I intend on taking in this week and the next week. And as always, this is not financial advice. With that, let's get into the video. We got the NFP report today, and as we can see that this was a big mover for the markets, and ऐसा इसलिए हुआ because जो difference था surprise and actual के बीच में in the NFP report वो काफ़ी significant था, and उसकी वजह से जो rate hike की probabilities थी वो काफ़ी हद तक कम हुई because एक weak labor market के अंदर या फिर एक weak jobs market के अंदर फेड रेट हाइक्स नहीं कर सकता है बिकॉज उससे चीज़ें और ज़्यादा वर्स होंगी, जो कि फेड भी नहीं चाहता है. सो आई थिंक वी आर गोइंग टू सी अ चेंजिंग स्टांस फ्रॉम द फेड बिकॉज अभी तक हम इन्फ्लेशन की बात कर रहे थे, बट विद द लेबर मार्केट डिटोरिएटिंग वी डेफिनेटली विल गेट सम changes in outlook and rate hike probabilities. So ये जो let's break this down one by one. So firstly we had the average hourly earnings as you can see on my screen. So this was expected to be 0.3%, but we got 0.1%. And then the big mover here for the markets was non-farm employment change, which it usually is. So we were expecting 85,000 jobs, but we got negative 23,000. So this is a big miss for the US economy. But does that mean that we're in a recession? No, that does not mean that. It just means that we are kind of like suffering from a weak labor market right now. Can this possibly like make things worse for the stock market? Yes, it can do that if we continue to see weaker labor data than expected. उसके साथ साथ हमने देखा कि जो previous number था that was also revised lower to 20,000 jobs from 57,000. So this was another big thing for the markets because हमने ये देखा इस वजह से काफ़ी assets ने moved aggressively like gold, GBPUSD and the dollar plummeted lower. So ऐसा इसलिए हुआ because from the data that we've got today, it seems like the US economy labor market wise is not doing so hot, and that puts rate hike probabilities like I said off the table. उसके बाद हमने देखा unemployment rate, which was probably like the only good thing about the labor market that we got today, which came in at 4.1% versus 4.2% expected. But the main thing here definitely is non-farm employment change, and I think investors का focus भी इसी data print पे है because this is what determines the state of the US labor market. Gold is sharply higher today, and this is off of the NFP news event that we've had, and उसके बाद से gold has been rallying. So gold actually पहले से ही rally करना start कर चुका था, but then because of a weaker NFP, we continued that rally higher with this 4-hour candle and pretty much closed above the supply that we have here. So I think we're kind of retesting this level of now turned demand, and then I think buyers should probably step here. Although abhi, what I am personally waiting for in gold is like a technical pullback, because I think because of the rally that we've had in the past couple of days, I think हम definitely call side पे overextended होंगे in terms of options, and इसलिए I want to see sentiment to kind of cool down. And yeah, my entry would probably be either around this level at around 4,200. So this level looks interesting. Let me just draw this again so that you guys get a clearer view of this. So either this level or this 4200 level or this level at 4146, both of these levels look interesting to me. I think most probably we will get a pullback down to this level. Of course, this is not financial advice, and but I still believe that probably we will get a move lower, and if we do that, then I am very interested in taking a trade in gold because जो वो पैटर्न है, हम वो बार बार जो ट्रेंड है वो हम कंटिन्यूसली रिपीट होते हुए देख रहे हैं. वी आर सीइंग weaker economic data from the US, and off of that कहीं ना कहीं जो हमारे रिस्क ऑन एसेट्स हैं दे आर काइंड ऑफ कमिंग बैक इनटू पिक्चर. अभी के लिए आई एम ट्रीटिंग गोल्ड एज अ रिस्क ऑन एसेट बिकॉज रेट कट्स की प्रोबेबिलिटी गोल्ड को अच्छी लग रही है. एंड so I think it is behaving like a risk on asset right now. So what I am waiting for personally, like I said, is a move back down to 4200 or this level right here. So from where I will get like a better opportunity, because abhi you have to understand I can't really just enter here, because in that case agar gold ek minor sa pullback bhi deta hai to I will be stopped out of this trade. So that is why I'm betting for a better risk to reward ratio and a better opportunity in terms of price. But gold definitely fundamentally looks like it wants to go higher, especially with the weaker employment data that we got today. A trade that has been going in my favor this week is GBPUSD, and actually मेरी bias यही थी कि we would probably get a weakening dollar, and I was expecting weaker than forecast NFP data. Of course कोई भी इस बारे में श्योर नहीं हो सकता है, and जो मैंने initially यहाँ पे ट्रेड लिया था, as you can see my entry was at 1.33419. So जो मैंने ये ट्रेड लिया था that was on the basis of a stronger pound and weaker dollar at that time, because उस टाइम पे भी हमारे पास कहीं ना कहीं वीकनेस दिख रही थी हमें इन द डॉलर, एंड ऑफ ऑफ दैट आई टुक दैट ट्रेड. उसके बाद से वी मूव्ड हायर अग्रेसिवली with some minor pullbacks along the way, and then we're kind of in a range right now. We do, like, it seems like we have broken towards the upside, but definitely I think this level still needs to hold if we are going to get a push higher. This level at this pretty much. So what I'm expecting for GBP USD right now from here is I think we probably come down, test this level for some time with the 4-hour candle, and then we go higher from there, at least up to my take profit, or even higher up to this supply level that we have overhead. So I think this is a play that can happen. Let me just draw that again for you guys quickly. So a retest of this level again, which is now a resistance turn to support. So a retest of that, then a move back again a higher to test this level of resistance. So this is my play right now in GBP USD. And actually मैंने इस trade में partials भी लिए थे along the way. Like I took take profits here because I knew कि NFP went and anything can happen. So I did that. Then other than that also, अभी के लिए आई हैव जस्ट टेकन वन टेक प्रॉफिट, एंड इसके अंदर मैंने partials लिए थे. like booked half of the position, but like the other half of the position is still running, and for that my take profit is around this level, and I'm going to stick to my take profit because I think this looks like a very normal push higher, which can definitely happen. So I'm hoping for that, and yeah, let's see what happens in this trade. So another trade that I want to talk about, which is very similar to my GBP USD trade, is my trade in Euro USD. So काफी similar thinking थी मेरी दोनों ही pairs के अंदर. इसके अंदर I saw that this demand level was aligning perfectly with this fair value gap. Now usually I don't trade fair value gaps, but then this one was giving me a very solid technical entry, and I already had the fundamentals that I needed to take a long position. So this is what exactly happened, and honestly मैंने यही expect किया था, which is nice to say because things don't really go according to plan always in the trading space, but when they do, it's always nice. So हमने ये फेयर वैल्यू गैप टेस्ट किया, उसके बाद हमने डिमांड टेस्ट किया, देन वी स्टार्टेड टू मूव हायर with like higher highs and higher lows. And similarly, that is what we've seen here with today's rally as well. We made a higher low, which was like higher than this low, and plus we already had like a higher high in price action, and then today we've made another high. So like for me now, what I want to see in Euro USD is first of all like a rejection from here where we are currently sitting, and then a move back up to this level of supply that we have overhead. So I think this looks like a very solid price action play. As for new entries in Euro USD, to be honest, I don't really see any setups for a new entry, because इस point से I think जो risk to reward है वो काफ़ी against हो गया है, because अगर मेरे को यहाँ पे अब दोबारा enter करना होगा तो I would probably want to see like lower prices, and then from there I could think about re-entering this trade. but for now I just don't see anything around that capacity. But मेरे जो trades already चल रहे हैं, I will continue to take partials along the way and take profits. So as you can see, मैंने यहाँ पे partial लिया था यूरो यूएसडी के अंदर at 1.1552, and this I did, I believe, yesterday. So, and I had already like posted about this as well on my Insta account. So मैंने ये partials लिए थे and I booked, I believe, about $26 to $27 in this trade right now, because ये trade मैंने थोड़ा कम risk का लिया था because I already had the GBPUSD trade running and I didn't really want to over risk against the dollar, especially with so many like important events coming up, especially like the NFP, then the CPI also we have next week. So इन दो चीज़ों की वजह से, प्लस आई ऑलरेडी हैड माई ट्रेड रनिंग GBPUSD लाइक आई सेड, तो इसलिए मैंने थोड़ा इसमें कम रिस्क लिया था, बट दैट इज़ कम्प्लीटली फाइन बिकॉज एनीवेज मेरा आइडिया प्ले आउट हो ही रहा है, एंड जो रिस्क मैंने इसमें कम लिया वो मैंने GBPUSD में एक्स्ट्रा लिया था. सो इट इज़ प्रीटी मच द सेम थिंग. Both of the precious metals look attractive to me. जैसे कि मैंने गोल्ड में कहा, I have a pretty much similar thinking in silver. It's just that I would like to see some lower prices before entering, because we've had this explosive rally towards the upside and I don't really want to enter just after that. And I think we could definitely have some constructive pullbacks before we like move higher again. And for that, I'm waiting for this 0.618 fib level to be retested again. Let me just zoom into that. So yes, so this 0.618 fib level looks attractive to me. Another area that I would be interested in is probably like this 0.5 fib level, but anything above that I think just looks very risky, like risk to reward wise, at least to me, because I wouldn't want to enter without any pullbacks after such a huge explosive rally. And that is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for pullbacks. I'm waiting for constructive price action to be able to enter a trade. So fundamentally मेरी bias अच्छी है precious metals के अंदर. Both gold and silver look attractive to me, but technicals is where I'm currently struggling because मेरे को वो pullback नहीं मिल रहा है that I need to be able to take a trade. So and also I believe that sentiment has gotten like way more bullish than it was like a week ago during this week, because we've had such explosive price action. So I think I want that to cool down a bit as well, and probably like see some bearish sentiment come into picture, because that always produces a better risk to reward ratio, and that is what I would be waiting for with pullbacks down to 0.5 fib level or 0.618 fib level, बिकॉज वहां से फिर मैं अपना एक अच्छे से स्टॉप लॉस प्लेस कर सकता हूँ एंड अप्रोप्रिएटली रिस्क ले सकता हूँ. सो दैट इज व्हाट माय आइडिया इज करंटली इन सिल्वर एज वेल एज गोल्ड. So with that, let's end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. And just to conclude what I said in this video, firstly, we've got a weaker than expected NFP data, जिस वजह से जो फेड है वो अब रेट हाइक्स की तरफ नहीं देखेगा. इनफैक्ट वो रेट्स होल्ड करेंगे, एंड पॉसिबली अगर हमें ऐसे ही वीक डेटा मिलता रहा या लेबर मार्केट फॉल्टर करता रहा, तो we could possibly see rate cuts as well during this year, although that seems unlikely right now, but things can always change in the financial markets. अब क्योंकि रेट हाइक्स की प्रोबेबिलिटीज थोड़ी सी कम हुई हैं, इस वजह से वी आर सीइंग अ हायर गोल्ड एंड अ वीकर डॉलर. And honestly, this is the positioning that I was prepared, like this is what I was positioned for, and I am currently liking this environment a lot. It's just that I want pullbacks to be able to take trades with a better risk to reward ratio. So things that I'm looking out for is definitely both the precious metals, silver and gold. Both look attractive to me, and I would be willing to enter both. I would be like willing to enter positions in both of these metals, and maybe like risking just a bit more than usual, because I am confident uh, with this idea of mine. But in financial markets, you should always like hold your opinions very loosely, because things are always subject to change. अगर हम देखते हैं कि नेक्स्ट वीक CPI प्रिंट काफ़ी ज़्यादा हॉट आता है, यानी काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्गर आता है देन एक्सपेक्टेड, तो देन थिंग्स कुड डेफिनेटली चेंज, एंड आई वुड बी कीपिंग दैट इन माइंड बिफोर टेकिंग any trades this week or next week. So with that, let's end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.